Do this. So I did the next one. I was like, do this one. Started it at 10 again. What's she doing? Oh my God. I just noticed it. Because I don't sit with her during the test. So like, and it was every now and again, it was like something was messing up. And I'm like, why is she this wrong? And I sat with her yesterday and I saw it and I was like, okay.
Because when you think about when we're doing that fact, like fluency, you're looking at it, okay, I'm starting my tens, I'm adding my tens and my ones because there is no regrouping, there is no unbundling, there's nothing. But if we continue to do that, when we connect back to this, that's going to be a habit for them.
Yeah.
And so like again, because that thing was not recording, this is our whole, and we're taking away one part and we're going to have another part, okay? So then once we go from there, we direct the kids here. So if I'm in my ones place, I have 1 1 and I'm trying to take away 8 ones. Is that possible?
No.
Sometimes, y'all, because the kids see 8 minus 1, they see whatever they need to be logical, right? So if they know 8 minus 1, they're gonna say 7. And so you say, can I take 1 from 8? Yeah. So I literally say, okay, here's 1 finger.
I know.
Take away 8. So then, but that's still like that level of that kid.
Yeah.
And if you have a student that you're having to do that to, that means they don't even really have that number sense. They don't understand that 1 is a smaller number. If they're having that difficulty, this is going to help them, but they may have to go back to the place value disc to see like, okay, I have 1 1 here. Take away 8.
Right.
And I can't. So then we go on, and because we're here now and we're like in module 5, they're starting to see it almost naturally. But at one point, I remember
it was like
natural, right? So
like
then I have to go into my tens, and I'm going to take this 1 10, and I'm going to exchange it for 10 ones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, with our kids, and still, I know we're like further than this. Do y'all remember when kids would just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? So why do you think it's important to have them when they unbundle to put it in a different place?
Because they need to know that it's like it's a separate thing. It's a different group.
It shows it easier. Even the arrow shows that you're unbundling.
Right. Because I even had a little girl just yesterday. She did 1, 2, and then she was like, but this doesn't make sense. This isn't correct. I said, okay.
Most of the time, they'll just start counting on from that 1 dot, and they'll only add 9 more. So whenever they take away, their numbers
it's off. Right. And then sometimes it's easier to catch it with 1, even for the kids. But when they don't catch it, it's when it's like 6. Yeah. And so then they put 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you still have those kids that are struggling with that, when you pull a small group, then those would be the kids that you would say, okay, I'm gonna pull out these place value chips. You still need to see it. I really feel like none of our kids, the whole class, is still not at those discs, but we still have a few kids that's falling. And some, like a lot of times when they make that transition from addition to subtraction, it throws them off. All right, so then remember, so with our vocabulary and things like that, so now I have this all set up, but remember, this chart has to look like this. This is like a big aha for my kids yesterday, right? So I said, okay, what does this place value chart say? 2 10s, 11 ones. Okay, this here is saying 3 10s, 1 1. Talk to me about that. It's not the same. So then they said, oh, then I have to go and change this 3 to a 2 because it matches this, because I took this 10 to make it 10 ones, and now I also have 11 ones. Because again, if this is a representation of this, then when if I don't put this, because I still have kids, y'all, that don't put this.
Right.
That is like you're saying that 1 take away 8 is whatever number you write here.
Yeah.
So that's almost even that language of, is that even true? No, it's not true, because 1 minus 8 does not equal whatever number you put here.
Right.
And so then we go back to the chip method, and 11 ones minus 8 ones. So I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Typically, I always try to focus on the kids too, to say, okay, you already knew this was 5. So you're counting it out, but that's 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so then I go back to my ones and I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, And as a check, I said, okay, let me ask you a question. What if you didn't cross this out? Is 1 minus 8 3? Let's try it again. No. So, but is 11 minus 8 3? Yes. Okay. Then I go to my 10s. Another common error that our kids have is they'll say, okay, this is 3, 1, 2, that's 2.
And they forget to do that.
And they forget to subtract that 1.
I honestly forget.
Or sometimes they see, oh, I already took away a 1.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the other error. They either say, okay, 1, 2, or oh, that counts. I took that away. No, I didn't take this away. This is my 10 that I exchanged to make a, like I unbundled to make an exchange. So you see how like that vocabulary, like if we're using that grade level vocabulary with them, we are helping them to understand that this is not taking away.
Yeah.
This is unbundling. Unbundling is different from taking it away. When I unbundle, it's something new here.
Right.
But when I take away, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I take 1 away and I have that left. So 31 minus 18 equals 13. Okay? So does that seem, so what are some differences or some things that you are doing that kind of helps with like transitioning the kids from this is my chart, this is my vertical? Because even though it's not until 4th grade that they have to master this, we do have some kids that are moving towards this.
Mm-hmm.
And we really want them to understand. Like even though I hear people all the time say that new math, and I get it, right? But I find now kids truly understand what it means to cross out this 1 and making it 11.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing out this 3 and making it 2. It really makes sense.
Right.
And I find we really see it with that 0 when it's like the double 0. They understand this is what I'm doing versus just, 9, then 10, kind of like when we were in school.
Right,
it's
right,
just
right.
a process.
Right.
So what are some things that, just from this, that you can possibly like enhance your instruction with making sure like the vocabulary is consistent so that you can, I guess, help the children master the skill more?
I didn't do the magnifying glass. I like that. And then I use the vocabulary a lot. My kids use the vocabulary too, so that's good. But I like how you constantly, like, whenever you were saying how, okay, you recounted how many 1s you had, and you were like, okay, what did I do here? So they could correlate the numbers at the top once they unbundled and exchanged for vertical way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to do that. Because they do it, but I don't think they do it, like, they don't understand it in the way you explained it. I can feel like a lot of them is on a light bulb moment.
And
Like,
just really make
that's
it
what we're doing.
intentional for
Right.
them. Because like even you think about your kids that we have kids that literally have dyslexia that we have not like identified yet and things like that. So when I'm looking at these numbers and it's just on a page, even if I have it vertically, I can say, 18, that 8, I might be reading it as 81. So really having them focus on here at this problem right here, look at this. Even though it's not written vertically, this is my whole. My whole is 31. It is the biggest number, but it's my whole, and I'm taking away 1 part. So it takes away to me some of that like question, like, wait, what is it?
Mhm.
Is it the bigger number? And things like that. So in that magnifying glass, like they said in Eureka, it's helping them to focus on this is the whole. This is the number that I'm gonna build on my chart. I'm not gonna build 13, 31, and 18. I'm taking away, this is a whole. It's something that has to like take apart. Something has to come away from it.
Yeah.
So
And I
that
stopped doing the magnifying glass, and like with those bigger numbers, that's
just bringing
Yeah,
it back
it's just
so
to
they
bring it
can
back.
see like, okay, I have to zoom. I'm being a detective. This
Yeah.
is the 1 number I have to focus on building, and then I'm gonna take those things apart.
Yeah, and just like even little things like making a prediction at the beginning, like, okay, what are we doing, adding or subtracting? Will the answer be smaller or bigger? And then like instead of saying 31 minus 18, like 31 take away 18, like little things like that, and then like constantly asking them or prompting them to say, does this make sense? Like, well, I see, my number's getting bigger. No, I'll see X's. What am I gonna do to these chips? I'm gonna X them out.
Because I had a student yesterday, he said, well, you put your magnifying glass, but you didn't put your 1 below. And I had to ask him, okay, so when do we put our 1 below? And he said, well, when we're bundling. I said, okay, so are we bundling? No, we're unbundling. We're taking something apart. So if I'm taking it apart am I gonna have an additional one right here? And he was like, oh. Like, you know, because sometimes you get the kids with addition even, they're putting a magnifying glass because it's all of these little things like in their brain. But I won't put a magnifying glass in an addition problem because my hole is all the way at the end. Like that's my end product.
Right.
And like you're saying, just that whole part relationship helps them, and just being like intentional, like, okay, I'm doing this here. Because in the beginning, when I was in module 4, I was just saying, okay, I'm gonna cross this out here. All right, I need this to say this, but I really didn't make that connection, or I wasn't making the connection for them, like how this really has to match. Because if it does not match, it does not make sense. I've been asking my kids a lot. Okay, so we started off with our whole at 31. We took something away. We pulled a part from that whole. If this answer is 13, does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense. If this answer was 43, would that make sense? No, because then I have 2 holes. Can I have a whole hole in one part? No. So I've never in the past used that whole part relationship like talking with my kids. But now I'm using it more, and they're starting to really like conceptualize and understand.
I did it
why.
in a group yesterday with cubes, and I was like, tell me what the missing part was, and that's literally all we did. Like I had a bunch of stacks of cube like set up already, like at 23, like, and they had to figure out how many, if you take away that many, is the cube, like is the